good. Kick is up, has the accuracy, and it is good. Jake Bates throwing right side, and it's going to be intercepted. Return past the 15, past the 20, out past the 30. Has space down the sideline. 40, 35, 30. And he is gone. A pick six for Houston. Snap good, hold good, kick up. And it is straight down the middle. Looking to throw, rolls out right. Throws end zone. Touchdown San Antonio. Cody Latimer alone in the end zone. They take a 1-point lead with 3 seconds left. 52-yarder, left hash, for the win. Snap good, hold good, kick up, and it's drilled. Miami escapes week 1 with the win. Jason Sanders is looking to throw. Pass right side, wide open. Touchdown Drake London. Touchdown Drake London. Atlanta has tied this game and are an extra point away from taking the lead. Needing the 12-yard line. Handoff, Robinson left side. And going to be stuffed. A loss of 4, maybe 5 on the play. And with 50 seconds to go, the Chiefs have the ball. And most likely that does it. Ball on the 17.5-yard line. Looking to throw. Stepping up, throwing for the end zone. And caught. Touchdown Green Bay. Dontavian Wicks. 56 seconds to play. The Packers are within 3. 6:17 to play in overtime. Tua shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right, bunched up. Tua to throw. Has time. Plenty of time. Pass. End zone, left side. Jonnu Smith. Touchdown Miami. They're gonna win. Let's go, baby. Here, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Gonna send Smith in motion. Toss left side for Saquon Barkley. Good blocking and room to run. Past midfield. Spinning his way. Pass the 35 to 30. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and the Eagles respond instantly. Saquon Barkley. Oh my, making his presence felt. 1 play, 60 yards, 3rd and 9 from the 35. Mahomes looking to throw. Quick pass left side, caught by Piron. Has room to run. First down and more. Down to about the 17. And he stays in bounds. That will do it. The Kansas City Chiefs have escaped the Bills and have punched their ticket. Hello, everybody, and welcome on in. Thursday Night Football. It's Steelers. It's a whiteout for Cincinnati. And this is how Week 7 is going to start, with a pretty interesting matchup. I don't know, I have no expectations for this game. It's Thursday Night Football. These games typically never go how anyone expects them. As Andrew Whitworth is getting the crowd hyped for this one, in a good old divisional clash as well. And we get to see kind of what these two teams have in them. Steelers looking to get to 5-1 on the season. And the Bengals looking to finally get that 3rd win on the year after starting the season 2-0. They have been struggling in the absence of Joe Burrow. He is in the stadium, obviously, but he's not playing in this one. As the Steelers will get the ball first, and kickoff is underway in Cincinnati. Going to be returned beginning from about the 3, and has room past the 25, past the 30 to about the 31, and the Steelers will start from there. And out comes Aaron Rodgers. He's been having a really good season this year. He spent 2 years in New York. Wasn't the greatest. But now he's in Pittsburgh and he's playing well. Of course, right as the game starts is when my stuff wants to lag here a bit. First play of the game, Rodgers looking to throw. Quick pass right side, going to be caught. Breaks off one defender and going to work his way to about the 34. Yeah, to the 34 before being stood up. That is Jalen Warren on the reception. So we start with that. Alright, I don't oppose to taking its simple approach. I mean, this is a Cincy team where, in theory, you should be able to handle pretty well. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on the 34.5. Rodgers going to look to throw. Quick pass left side's going to have some space up near the 40. Penalty marker is down. That's Pat Freiermuth on the reception, but a false start on the Steelers. Or at least an illegal formation. Yeah, false start being called on the Steelers, going to push him back. That's called on Jonnu Smith, the former Miami Dolphin. It will be a 2nd and 9. Sorry, 2nd and 11. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receivers to each side. Going to look to throw once again. Rodgers with some time, going to try and dump this off over the middle, but incomplete. Maybe some miscommunication there. He was looking for Jalen Warren for the check down. I think he was expecting Warren to kick it outside. He went inside. So a 3rd and 11 coming up. All right, Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receiving options to 3 receiving options to the left, and motion the back out wide to the right. As Rodgers will look to throw. Has some time, pass it one deep, right side, going for it, it's caught! Down near the 30-yard line, it's George Pickens. And the Steelers are well past midfield. A 3rd down heave works wonders. Yeah, just a simple out and up, and George Pickens, man. Not George Pickens, DK Metcalf. That's my first Steeler game I'm calling this year, so it's gonna do. Rodgers under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the left. Going to toss this left side for Jalen Warren, and he has some space up past the 30, up past the 25 to near the 24. All right, and 2nd down. Gonna be a 2nd and 3. Rodgers under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Ball on the 24.5-yard line. Tight end send in motion. They're gonna give this up the middle to Jalen Warren. Has some blockers inside the 20, inside the 15, and down to the 14. The Steelers are going to be in the red zone for the first time today with that. I mean, their offensive line is not going to be an issue tonight. Trey Hendrickson is also inactive for the Bengals tonight. So yeah, their offensive line is going to be just fine. The main concern is... Actually, what is going to be the main concern with this Steelers team tonight? Is there even one? Rodgers under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. The tight end sent in motion as they give this once again to Jalen Warren. A toss left side. He's going to get to the 10-yard line. A gain of 4. 2nd and 6 coming up. Again, the Steelers, they got bodies up in front, both on the line and at the tight end position. They're going to be just fine blocking against this Trey Hendrickson front of Cincy. Rodgers under center, back and fullback behind him. Going to play action and look to throw. He has time, pass, end zone, left side is incomplete. But it's there, looking for Cameron Hayward. No, that's not Cameron Hayward. Connor Hayward. Looking for Connor Hayward. It hits him. It's on the money. Just couldn't hang on to it. Maybe a little too far outside, but it hits him in the hands. Yeah, no, that hits him in the hands. One he probably should at least hang on to, even if he doesn't get his feet in bounds. And now with 3rd and 6, Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right. Play clock winding down to get the snap off. Rodgers to throw. Step into his left, has some time. Now gonna roll to his right, plenty of time. Rodgers pass, end zone wide open. Touchdown Pittsburgh. It's Jonnu Smith. And the Steelers are on the board first. That is a great first drive for the Steelers. Like, actually a great first drive. The offensive line showed up really well. Rodgers throwing well. Like, that is a perfect opening drive. Extra point from Chris Boswell is up, and it is right down the middle. 7-point lead for the Steelers after about 4 minutes. And that's how you start a game. I'm going to head to a commercial break with that. That is exactly how you start a game. Yep, at commercial break after it. Panthers and Devils are tied up at 1 right now. All right. Yep, at commercial break. We await Cincy's first offensive drive of the game, and they're already going to have to play with a pretty big chip on their shoulder. That was a great opening drive for the Steelers. Can they match it? We will see. It's going to be interesting seeing Joe Flacco lead this offense. Now, he didn't have the greatest of showings last week against the Packers. There's definitely stuff to take away from it, but I don't know. Wait, they just showed an image of Joe Flacco when he was at Pitt. This man was at Pitt and had to transfer to Delaware. Crazy. Right, just coming back from commercial break, we wait the Steelers to send this one away. As there's Chris Boswell with the kickoff. Going to be returned beginning from about the 2. Has room past the 15, past the 20. Going to be getting past the 25, down to the 27. And Joe Flacco will go from there. His first start in Cincy as the quarterback for Cincy. 25th start against Mike Tomlin and the Steelers team, and against a Mike Tomlin coach Steelers team. This is going to be an interesting one for Flacco. He's in shotgun, back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. Sending a tight end in motion. As Flacco is going to give this to Chase Brown up the middle, he's going to work his way for about 2, maybe yard and a half. But not much else going. Do I have I don't have Higgins going tonight. Yeah, I don't. Also don't have McPherson going tonight. So Flacco in shotgun. 3 receiving options to the right, 2 to the left, looking to throw. Pressure coming. Flacco is sacked. Back at the 22. TJ Watt is in there. Alongside, this is where the Steelers roster is going to escape me. It's Keanu Benton getting the full credit for the sack. He was the first to get the Flacco. TJ Watt was also in there. As Flacco is alone in shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, looking to throw. 3rd and 14, pass over the middle is caught. That's going to be T. Higgins. Enough for a first down up to the 40. And they keep the drive alive. That was a nice throw from Flacco. Hit that window perfectly. Yeah, that's not an easy window to hit. So Flacco in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right. Going to hand this off up the middle, and there's some room for Chase Brown up to the 45. And that's Deshaun Elliott on the tackle, another former Dolphin. I'm probably going to be saying that quite a bit tonight. The Steelers have quite a few Dolphins riddled throughout this lineup. So Flacco alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. It's 2nd and 6. Going to look to throw once again. Flacco pass right side. Going to be off the mark and incomplete. Going for a slot fade to T. Higgins, but either that was just an overthrow or Higgins never broke towards the outside like Flacco was expecting. Either way, it's a 3rd and 6. I can't tell if that was a slot fade or a seam route. If it's a seam, that's on Flacco. If it's supposed to be a slot fade, that's on Higgins. Either way, I don't think that was a good spot to go with that ball. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Another 5 wide set as Flacco will look to throw in 3rd and 6. Pass over the middle is caught, but Jamar Chase is not going to get enough. Only a gain of 2. And the Bengals will have a choice to make. Because, I mean, in theory, they could go for it here. It's a third and short. Third and short, you're near midfield. You're still on your side of the 50, and yeah, they're gonna punt it away. The Steelers defense does a good job against this Bengals offense on the Steelers defense does a good job on their opening series, getting the offense the ball back up by 7. Going to be returned beginning from the 16 up past the 25 to about the 26. The Steelers offense will start from there. Under 7.5 to play in the first quarter, and we go to a commercial break. All right. Not bad, not bad. Yep, at commercial break. Yep, at commercial break. All right, just getting back from the commercial break. The Steelers with the ball after their defense forces a pretty quick punt on the Bengals' opening drive of the game. Time to see what the Steelers can do on their second. The ball on the 26, Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right. Two receiving options to each side. Rodgers going to toss this right side for Jalen Warren. Has some blocking. Going to get enough for a first down up near the 40 to the 38. And that's a great way to start this drive. Again, the offensive line of the Steelers should be cooking tonight. Part of it being the fact that Trey Hendrickson is out for this Bengals defense. And also the other part is just the Bengals don't really have anyone else besides Trey Hendrickson, even when he is playing. Quick throw, left side, can he be caught by DK Metcalf? He's going to get up near the 45 to the 44. So a quick gain of about 6 there for the Steelers. And a second down coming up. Yep, 2nd and 4. All right. Rodgers in shotgun. Sure, Rodgers under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right, making some adjustments at the line. Play clock winding down. Man in motion, right to left. As Rodgers is going to have a flea flicker here. Gonna roll to his right and trying to dump this off, but gonna be incomplete. Just put it at the feet of Jonnu Smith, but a flea flicker on 2nd down. Okay. That's one time the college. Rodgers was not happy about it. He was talking to Jalen Warren there about something. Was that? No shot that was an RPO flea flicker, right? I wouldn't be shocked if Rodgers has the mindset of if you see a hole on a flea flicker, you take it. But there's no way, right? Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. 3rd and 4. Play clock winding down. They get the snap off as Rodgers looks to throw. Rodgers with time. Pass left side. Going to be incomplete. Overthrowing Jonnu Smith, who had a step on his man. And after a great play to begin the drive, the Steelers, they go 4 and out. It's definitely there for Jonnu. It's good coverage, but there's definitely a world where Rodgers can put that on the money. And I know he can because it's Aaron Rodgers. He has made some incredible accurate passes throughout his career. So the punt comes off clean. Going to be fair caught at the 17. And the Bengals will begin from there. Commercial break as well. Let's see if the Bengals can. See if they can do something on this next drive. The opening drive went fine, you can say. Nothing really to write home about. But who knows? Yep, still at commercial break. Still at commercial break. You know, every time we go to commercial on Thursday Night Football, part of me forgets that this is on Amazon Prime. Then when there's just a random like Amazon Prime commercial, I'm like, wait, why is that? Flacco under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side, ball in the 17. A tight end sent in motion right to left. Quick throw right side, caught by Jamar Chase, and he's going to get up to about the 25. Little RPO screen action there. It's a 2nd and 9. 2nd and 8 coming up. Not a bad way to start the drive. Yeah, 2nd and 2. I say second. I am off right now to begin this. Jeez. Flacco under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Adjusting the play, he's now in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the left as well. Going to look to throw. Flacco pass right side, going to be incomplete. A tight one to Jamar Chase, but it was nearly there. Penalty marker down as well. This is going to be against the Steelers. But Jamar Chase, nearly with an incredible grab, still will do enough, and it's a DPI against the Steelers, calling that on Joey Porter Jr. Flacco put it where he needed to. Jamar Chase couldn't hang on to it, but it would have been an incredible catch. Either way, it's 1st and 10 from the 39. Flacco under center, back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side. Gonna play action to look to throw. Flacco passed over the middle, is high and incomplete, looking for Jamar Chase. He was open as well, but just couldn't connect. Did he slip on the top of that route? No, it was just high. Yeah, it was just high, and it bounces off the face of a Steeler defender. That's when that should have been picked off. Flacco to give up the middle, and that's going to be about 5 for Samaje Perine. So a 3rd and 5 coming up. Flacco in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receivers to each side. Going to look to throw. Flacco with some time. Pass right side, going to be caught. That's enough for a 1st down. Pass midfield to about the 47, maybe 48. That's Noah Fant under reception. I forgot he made his way to Cincy in the offseason. And they get a fresh set of downs. Yeah, I completely forgot Noah Fant made his way to Cincy. So Flacco and shotgun, back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side, play action looking to throw, Steelers send pressure, pass over the middle is dropped. A wide open Chase Brown for the check down, had plenty of room to run afterwards, but he couldn't hang on. And it's 2nd and 10. Yeah, good pressure sent from the Steelers, but Flacco still puts it on the money. That's one that Chase Brown should 100% catch, and if he does, he has at least 20 yards of space. Flacco and shotgun, back to his right, 3 receivers to the left. They give up the middle for Samaje Perine. Gonna get past the 45 to the 44. A 3rd and medium coming up. All right, 3rd and 6. Flacco and shotgun, back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Play clock winding down. And there's movement up front before the snap. We'll see who they say this is on. And they're going to say a false start against Cincy. That's a tough one. 3rd and 11 coming up now. Yeah, there's definitely movement there. So Flacco alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, looking to throw. Pass over the middle is going to be caught. Or no, is it incomplete? It's incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the ground. So a 4th and 11, and they'll punt this one away. It's on target over the middle. Just couldn't hang on. Yeah, couldn't hang on through the ground there. Joey Porter does get a hand on that one. But still, probably one he should have caught. Would have set up a possibility to go for it on 4th. Instead of giving the Steelers the ball back with 2:50 to play in the 1st. All right, punt comes off clean. And this is going to be fair caught at the 11 with a penalty marker down for fair catch interference. So the Steelers will have some pretty solid starting field position on this drive. Yep, a kick catch interference. So attack on 15 to that. So they'll start from the 26. What's up? Welcome on in. We're about 2:40 left in the first quarter. I've been through about 4 drives. I've already been messing up what I've been meaning to say throughout this. It's something. I'm assuming from a nap. I wish I was able to take a nap today. I did not have the time. I did not have the time for a nap today. That's part of the reason why I'm kind of off it right now. Yeah, welcome on in. Ah. Yeah, that's fair. That's. I went to bed at 8 a.m. So it sounds like one of the friends I have during the summer. He would go to bed at crazy times. I mean, I like to say I'm a night owl as well, because I do like doing assignments and work and stuff when it's like after dinner and stuff. But no, like, I still need, at least nowadays, I still need like decent sleep. I used to be able to go to bed at like 3 a.m. and be fine. I'm sure once winter break and the summer rolls around again, that might be the case, depending on what else I got going on. All right, just coming back from commercial break. That the Oh no, that's just the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame. Okay. Thought for a second was seeing the Baseball Hall of Fame, but I'm like, that's not in Cincinnati. All right, just coming back from commercial break. First and 10, Rodgers in shotgun. Motion someone into the backfield to his right. Two receiving options to each side still. Play clock winding down. First play of the drive is Rodgers going to quick pass this left side, going to be caught, and gets up past the 30 to the 31. That's Roman Wilson on the reception. Yeah. Yeah. Rodgers looking to throw once again on second down. Has time rolling to his right. Still plenty of time. Eventually passing right side. That's caught by Jonnu Smith for a first. Gets about 10 on that one. Rodgers is going to have all day to throw tonight. That Bengals front is not going to be able to get any pressure. Sending 4 or 5. Like they're gonna need to start sending actual blitzes here soon if they're going to try and get pressure. So Rodgers under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the left. Going to toss this left side, and there is some good blocking in space there. Up to about midfield, maybe gets past it. Going to be a first down nonetheless, gain of 11-ish. And that is Kenneth Gainwell on the carry. Yeah, the Steelers' offensive line is going to be in a fantastic shape tonight. There's no doubt about that. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Shift in the back to his left as the play clock is winding down. To get the snap off, tossing this left side for Gainwell. Gonna have some blocking, but not enough. Gonna get stuffed at the line of scrimmage for no gain. This is making me think, did I don't. Did I have the Steelers in? My laptop. My other laptop's too far away. Or just did I put the Steelers in power rankings this week? I already forget. I don't. I think I did. Pretty sure they're an honorable mention. If not, they're definitely gonna be in it next week if they win. Rodgers in shotgun. Final play of the quarter. Quick throw right side, gonna be caught by Jalen Warren. Makes one man miss and gets past the 45 to the 43. And that is the end of the first quarter. 15 minutes in the books, and the Steelers are dominating this game. They're playing really well. The offensive line is just moving bodies with ease. Like, just with legitimate ease. Yep, we're at commercial break. I'm gonna double check this. If the Steelers weren't an honorable mention this week, I'm giving everyone the full right to just fillet me on that, because I'm gonna blame the lack of sleep I've had this week on that. Okay, no, the Steelers were an honorable mention. Okay, I'm pretty sure they were on there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure I took the Chiefs off because I realized I forgot the Steelers. Man, that would have been a terrible miss. I've had a few, like, not great spots there on power rankings, but there's reasons behind it most of the time. Yep, so like commercial break. I think Flacco definitely can. I think they would have been better off if Flacco was there from the start. But obviously, like, he was never going to take the Cincy backup job over a starter spot in Cleveland when he knows that offense a lot more. I definitely think, because what their remaining schedule, they have about 8 weeks until, like, in theory, Burrow would come back. Yeah, so they need to go 5-3. That's gonna be tough to do. Yeah, we'll see. I think the fact they play the Jets next week is gonna be good for them. They're gonna play the Jets off of 10 days rest. I think that's gonna help them out quite a bit. Rodgers in shotgun back to his right, 3rd and 3. Handoff up the middle for Jalen Warren. He fights his way and pushes the pile for a gain of 4 and a first down for Pittsburgh. No, and it wasn't ever going to be their year, mainly because of that defense. They needed to get that defense into a better spot, and they just didn't in the offseason. So ideally, this upcoming offseason, they do focus the defense more because they have everyone else locked up. They do still need to pay Trey Hendrickson, so that's going to be an interesting storyline. But if they can improve that defense, I think they'll be just fine. Rodgers under center, going to toss this left side for Kenneth Gainwell, and he's going to have room up to the 36. Yeah, 2nd and 7 coming up. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right. We receive in options to the right. Play clock winding down. They get the snap off. Rodgers looks to throw. Pass over the middle, caught by Jonnu Smith. That's enough for a first down. He gets past the 30 to about the 27. All right, yeah. So Rodgers alone in shotgun. 3 receiving options to the right, 2 to the left. And the Bengals will call their first timeout, trying to stop the bleeding a little bit and regroup. But this defense, especially without Trey Hendrickson tonight, they're in a very tough spot. And speaking of that, let's look at his contract. Because he's most likely going to be on the move in the offseason. I don't think Cincy will bring him back, partly because of money reasons. I mean, they could franchise tag, but that would cost a pretty penny. Rodgers under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Play clock winding down. Rodgers, quick pass left side, going to be caught. And going to have room past the 20 and getting to the 18. That's Scotty Miller on the reception. And a 2nd and 1 coming up for Pittsburgh. Yeah, Trey Hendrickson is also going to be 32 next year. But yeah, like his contract is going to be something to watch in the offseason. Rodgers in shotgun back to his right. Shifting the back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. A 2nd and 1. Play clock winding down. Rodgers, the toss left side for Jalen Warren. Going to cut inside and has space. Past the 15. Past the 10. The block in the 5. And it's a touchdown for Pittsburgh. There is a penalty down. We'll see what this is. But as it stands, it's a 18-yard touchdown run for Jalen Warren. But it's going to be brought back, a holding on the Steelers. So that is tough. That's the type of stuff they can be able to do just fine all day, though. Zach Frazier's the center who was called for it. And yeah, that's a clear hold. That's definitely a hold in there on him. Now 2nd and 11. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. Man in motion, gonna look to throw. Rodgers with time. Plenty of time. Rolling to his right. Looking for someone. Pump faking. He'll take it himself and sliding down at the 22-ish. They make it a more manageable 3rd. Again, Rodgers just has so much time in this pocket tonight. It's crazy. A 3rd and 5. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the left. Gonna shift the back to his right as Rodgers will look to throw. Pressure coming. Gonna roll to his left to buy some time. Still looking. Pass left side. Gonna be caught, but not enough for the first. It's Kenneth Gainwell. And it's going to be 4th and 1. I mean, I think you just go for it here. Like, field goal gets that 2-score lead, but with how you're playing tonight, with how your offensive line has been playing tonight, what is stopping you from just giving it to Gainwell or Warren or even Freiermuth? As there's a tush push there for the Steelers. And it's going to be enough. Pat Freiermuth lined up under... No, was that no? They're lined up under center for the tush push. There is a penalty. Going to be a false start on the Steelers. They called it for everyone but Philly. And now that it's 4th and 6, now you send out Chris Boswell. It was Connor Hayward lined up for the tush push, and it worked, but false start. And it's a clear false start. It's just ironic how they called it for Pittsburgh here, but they've refused to call false starts against Philly for that same exact instance. Yep, here comes Chris Boswell. The 41-yard kick from the left hash. It is up, and it is money. 10-0 lead for the Steelers. 10:26 to play in the half. And we head to a commercial break. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I mean, I don't know, the refs just refuse to call the tush push fairly, it seems. Because even a few weeks ago, they called a false start on the Saints when they tried to run it. And that same day, the Eagles ran it, had a play that would have been a false start, but it wasn't called. It's just it reminds me of all the hip drop tackle BS. But oh well. All right, the third period has begin between the Panthers and the Devils. That's currently tied up at 1. The Dodgers took a 3-0 series lead over Milwaukee tonight. That's definitely part of it, but at the same time, it also leads to the fact that it is just when everyone is lined up like that, it is tough to see false starts that would otherwise be called when people are more spread out. Because a lot of the false starts that Philly should be called for are minor, like subtle movements before the snap, but those are still false starts. What we saw from the Saints and what we've seen from the Steelers just then is the more obvious false starts being called. But Philly is not the team that's going to have those obvious false starts against them. Yeah, because they know the tush push like at the back of their hand. So they're not going to have any egregious false starts on it, but they're going to have those minor ones often. As kickoff is returned to the 28. But it's those minor ones where you need to be very vigilant and make sure you're watching the play fully. And most refs don't. Now let's see what this Bengals offense can do. Flacco under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Man in motion left to right. Going to hand this off left side, and there's room for Chase Brown. Enough for a first down and then some. Past the 45, past midfield, and out of bounds at the 46. All right, that's a great piece of running there from Chase Brown. That's the type of play that Cincy has been waiting for tonight. Can they build off of it, though? That's the question. Like, they got that blocking up front that they needed. Chase Brown had a great lane. It's just, what can you do with it is the question. Flacco and shotgun back to his left as the Bengals are past midfield for, I think, the first time tonight. And now they're going to call their second timeout? With 9:38 to play in the half, they called their second timeout? That's not like the timeout management in Cincy has been terrible for a few years now. So that's how Craig Morton got to the Giants. I remember him as a Giant because I've looked through a lot of mid to late 70s Giants stuff for a different video I'm working on. And Craig Morton was a quarterback then in the era. I didn't realize he was a Cowboys quarterback. Or at least I didn't realize he was traded. Flacco looking to throw in 1st and 10. Pass right side. Can he be caught by Chase Brown? But blown up behind the line. Back to about their own 49-48-ish. And it's a 2nd and long coming up. So they had that great play to Chase Brown to begin this drive and immediately follow it up with a terrible play to Chase Brown. And welcome to the Bengals team for this year. That's Chuck Clark on the tackle for loss. Flacco in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Going to look to throw once again. Pressure coming, pass over the middle. It's going to be caught and get up to about the 45 before being brought down. So a 3rd and relatively long coming up. All right. What you got here? I mean, if you get about half of this, you're going for it. A 3rd and 10-ish. Flacco looking to throw once again. Has some time. Pass left side, going to be caught up to the 30. They get 15. And it's Jamar Chase keeping the drive going. Another great throw from Joe Flacco. He has a few of those a game where he puts them on the money into a tight window. All right, so 1st and 10. Flacco in shotgun. Quick pass left side. Going to be bobbling and caught by Chase. And then spins his way up for a gain of 8. He bobbled that for about 3 yards before catching it and quickly hitting the spin. And that's Jamar Chase for you. He finds a way to make plays. Probably should have been a little bit better, but he makes Darius Slay look silly there with that time. And now it's 2nd and 3. Flacco under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right, ball on the plus 23. Tight end sent in motion as there's movement before the snap. Going to be a false start on Cincy. Push them back. 2nd and 8 coming up. Second and 8. Six and a half to play in the half. Flacco in shotgun, back to his left, going to hand this off up the middle. And there is room for Chase Brown inside the 20 to about the 18. And the Bengals are in the red zone for the first time today with a 1st and 10. All right, just good blocking up front. They gave a hole for Chase Brown and he hits it. Sorry, that was Samaje Perine on the carry. Okay. Either way, still a nice lane for him to run through. Flacco in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side, looking to throw. Has some time, pass over the middle, is tipped at the line. But T. Higgins still diving for it, and there's a scrum for this ball. This is definitely caught. It's either T. Higgins with a nice grab, or it's a nice interception. No, that seems like T. Higgins has it. I don't think that touches the ground. Yeah, no, I think this would be. No, I don't. I'm not sure if that touches the ground or not. Saying it doesn't, yes. 2nd and 3. T. Higgins with an incredible dive and grab on a tip pass. Now they give right side for Chase Brown. Can get inside the 10 and fighting forward to about the 7. Will be enough for a first down. So 1st and goal. 1st and goal coming up for Cincy. Looking to cut into this deficit. Yeah, the Bengals' rushing offense this season has not been good. But they're running well so far in this one. 1st and goal, Flacco and shotgun. Play action looking to throw. Pass over the middle. It's caught. Jamar Chase. And the Bengals are on the board. That is a great throw from Joe Flacco. Another one into a tight window, but puts it on the money. And Jamar Chase caps off this drive in the end zone. That is a great throw. Yeah, it gets helped out a bit because Chuck Clark plays the ball more so than playing Chase there. Which, depending on this review, it might have helped them out here. Does he ever get clean possession of this? I don't know. This might be overturned. Chuck Clark, he decides to play the ball and lays his shoulder right on the hands. Yeah, he gets his shoulder directly on the hands of Jamar Chase. And it does enough to where he bobbles the pass. And he doesn't have clean possession all the way through. Yeah, 2nd and goal. Ended up being a nice play there from Chuck Clark. So now 2nd and goal. Flacco and shotgun back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Looking to throw once again. Pass left side. Jamar Chase. And this time, he catches it in the end zone. But there's a penalty. This time, if the penalty is not on... Yep, it's a DPI on the Steelers. That'll be declined. The 2nd time is the charm. And now the Bengals have cut into this deficit. A goal line fade to Jamar Chase over Jalen Ramsey. And Joe Flacco once again puts this one on the money. And the Bengals cut into it. There we go, finally. Now the extra point from Evan McPherson. Kick is up. And it is right down the middle. We are back. We have a 3-point game. With 4:38 to play in the half. All right, there we go. I like that mindset, though, of like, okay, Chase couldn't catch it the first time. The ball got knocked loose. Let's just go to him again, one-on-one. And trust our guy to come down with it this time. All right. At commercial break. We're at commercial break. Still at commercial break. Is this a Chris Farley? Oh, no, it was the John Candy one. Okay. Just coming back from commercial break. As we await Cincy to send this one down. It is a 3-point Steeler lead as the kickoff is underway. Going to be returned beginning from about the 4. Has room past the 25. That's Kenneth Gainwell to the 30. And they will start from there. Four and a half to play in the first half. Rodgers under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Man in motion, right to left. As Rodgers is going to play action and look to throw. As time, deep shot, left side, overthrown and intercepted. Picked off, and he has room to return this one. Up past the 40, past the 45, past midfield. Finally brought down near the plus 45. And the Bengals are in business. That was a overthrown pass from Rodgers. And just like that, the Bengals are in a spot to be able to tie this game with ease. That's Jordan Battle on the interception. Was looking for DK Metcalf, but put way too much into it. I guess the question is, was he tagged down? Yeah. All right, so not as good of a... doesn't get the return yards, as DK Metcalf does touch him down. But still a big-time play. What is that, like the second interception Rodgers has thrown this season? But yeah, he was down by contact. Oh, is that the 4th? Yeah, it might be the 4th. Damn, already 4 interceptions on the season. I mean, I don't think it was his last MVP season, but I know in one of his past 2 MVP seasons, Rodgers had 4 interceptions on the year. And in the other one, he had 6. So the fact he's already had 4, that's quite a bit for Rodgers to have through 6 through 7 weeks. Of course, compare that to any other quarterback. It's a great spot to be in. But for Rodgers, yeah. So now ball on their own 24. Flacco under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. 4:25 to play in the half. Flacco going to hand this off the middle, and there is room. A first down and then some for Chase Brown. Spinning his way and breaking tackles. Past midfield. Cutting back inside past the 40. And finally brought down near the 39. It takes one play, and the Bengals get those yards back that they lost on the return. And Chase Brown having a great night. Look at Jamar Chase getting out there and laying a block on Joey Porter. Fair. Flacco and shotgun looking to throw in 1st and 10. Pass over the middle. It's going to be incomplete, looking for Jamar Chase, but a penalty down. Going to be DPI on Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, I mean, Rodgers post the COVID stuff and post his off the field stuff of COVID and all that. I've not really liked him, but before all that, when he was like when he was like winning the MVPs in Green Bay and just playing really well with the Packers, Rodgers was my favorite quarterback in the NFL. So there was still that little bit of a soft spot for him there, but yeah, his legacy has been tainted due to the off the field stuff. So 1st and 10, Flacco and shotgun back to his left. Handoff, and there is room left side past the 30 to about the 29. That's Samaje Perine on the carry. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair way to put it. And when he was on the Jets, there was just so much other stuff surrounding that made me hate him, because every media source you went to at that point was saying how the Jets were gonna win the Super Bowl and they're gonna make the playoffs, and just all this hype surrounding them. When in reality that was never gonna happen, even if Rodgers didn't tear his ACL. Pass over the middle, caught by T. Higgins. He has room to 10-5, and T. Higgins puts Cincy on top. From 29 yards out, the Bengals take advantage of the interception. And in the span of 2.5 minutes, have scored 14 unanswered. Oh yeah, Tom Brady as an announcer is terrible. I have respect for the consistency that Tom Brady had in the NFL. I don't think he was anything special as a quarterback, but he's a winner. He was a winner. So I respect him for that. He was all so I have to give him respect there. Extra point is up and good. And also being a Dolphins fan, just a ton of Tom Brady was everywhere. But yeah, he wasn't anything special. There was a reason Tom Brady was pick 199. Like he wasn't the starter at Michigan. He came in at the half consistently. Yeah, he did play well in Michigan, came in at the half, won him a bunch of games, but there's a reason he was picked 199. What made him so great in the NFL wasn't his athletic traits. It was his mentals and his intelligence and his work ethic. Well, Brady is from Northern California, so he got that bit of the Northwestern aspect of him. He nearly played for the Montreal Expos. He got a little bit of Canada in him. And speaking of, that is a timeline I wish to see. Like if there's well, I probably definitely could have phrased it a bit better. But he is from like nowhere, Northern California. Yeah. But yeah, I think Northern California is different from other parts of the Pacific Northwest. By the way, again, a timeline where Tom Brady did decide to play baseball instead of football would be very interesting to see. Like he was drafted by the Montreal Expos. He was thinking about playing for them or playing baseball. He was a catcher. Like, there's a world where we still have the Montreal Expos because Brady decided to play baseball, and the Expos ended up becoming like a great team behind them. Or, just everything gets flared out, and the only difference is the NFL aspect of things. All right, just coming back from a commercial break. As the Florida Panthers are gonna drop their first 3 road games of the season. That's tough. But they play Buffalo on Saturday, so it should be a little bit better. Kickoff underway. Return beginning from the 5. And going to be brought down at about the 31. That's Kenneth Gainwell on the return. See how Rodgers decides to bounce back. Let's see how the Steelers offense bounces. Like, there's no need for them to take those kind of deep shots. They have the offensive line is playing well enough to where they don't need to. Rodgers in shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right. Tossing this right side for Jaylen Warren. He's going to have some room. And ball comes loose. But they're saying down by contact at the 33. Maybe 32. They're saying that he was down by contact. Let's see. If not... No, he's down. Yeah, Jaylen Warren is down. There was a clear recovery from Cincy, but he's down by contact for sure. Yeah, that's fair. Quick pass right side to Jaylen Warren. Going to break off one defender and going to get a first down and then some. I believe that's past the 40 to about the 42. Maybe past the 45. Either way, a 2-minute warning has arrived. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Bengals all of a sudden up by 4. And see how the Steelers respond to end the half. Yeah, that matchup on Monday night is going to be interesting. I don't really have expectations for how the Texans will play. But at the same time, like, it could be a fun matchup for sure. I think the least likely possibility is the Texans blowing out Seattle. I don't think that's gonna happen. I could see Seattle getting a blowout win, or that game just being close. I do just think that offensive line of Houston is pretty rough this season. And that Seattle defense as a whole. I mean, they had 7 sacks last week against Jacksonville. Like, they should be able to have a pretty good game against that Houston offensive line. Yep, still that commercial break for the 2-minute warning. Yeah. And I do think that that could be a really solid game. I'm just it's Houston's a team this year that it just is not playing up to the level they should, mainly because of the offensive line. But we'll see. It's any given day. The Falcons are a team that lost 30-0 to Carolina, then went around and beat the brakes off of Buffalo. Like, you never know. All right, just coming back from commercial break. it would be for like the rest of that night, or like maybe even a little bit into the next day, especially if it's like a blowout win. Be like the Texans and the Seahawks are teams that I feel like should probably find a way to play more. I know like there's scheduling rules and all that, but I feel like that's a matchup that I would like to see more often. Handoff up the middle for Jalen Warren, going to get past midfield to about the 48. That's like part of me does wish the NFL like had slightly different scheduling rules and policies, but I do get why they have what they do. It's like there's quite a few like interconference matchups I would like to see more often. Give up the middle once again for Jalen Warren. Going to only get about 2 this time. Here's a 3rd and 3. No, only said he got a yard, so 3rd and 4. Time running out. 1:10 to play in the half. Steelers are able to kill this time here, as Cincy only has 1 timeout remaining. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. Looking to throw. Rodgers pass over the middle is caught. That's enough for a first down up to the 41 for Jalen Warren. And the Steelers will call their first timeout, I presume. Yep, first timeout called. I wouldn't call CJ Stroud a bust by any means. Yeah, he's not playing well right now. But also, that offensive line is a mess in Houston. Everything goes back to that Houston offensive line. Man, I don't want to say CJ Stroud's a bust by any means. I mean, the only quarterback really looking like a bust from that draft class right now is Anthony Richardson. Right class. Rodgers to throw, pass left side, going to be caught, but slipping behind the line at the 44 is Kenneth Gainwell. And the Steelers will call their second timeout. Yeah, he needed some momentum, needed some confidence in him. The big thing is that offensive line. He needed to be able to trust the offensive line, and it took him a while. But now that he has that trust in it, I think he's going to be able to play a little bit. He's able to play a bit looser. Obviously, that still hurts you at times, but it's still like in a fine spot. Rodgers looking to throw, pass left side, going to be... Is that picked off? Hold on, what's the ruling here? The refs haven't made a ruling yet. Was looking for DK Metcalf, and they're going to say that's picked off. At least one ref seemingly did. They're going to discuss this. That's either an interception or a fumble that he just stole from DK's hands. Yeah, cause yeah, no, that would definitely be Cincy ball. Because Metcalf is still up. By the time he goes down, the ball is no longer in his possession. It's in that of Cincy. I guess the question is, does he get his feet down? I think he gets a knee down. I think that could be an incredible interception and a game-changing play. The question is just, when did he gain possession? And did Metcalf ever have possession? Because if Metcalf did, then this could be seen as a fumble and be Cincy's ball maybe more confidently. They're gonna say it is Cincy's ball. The question is, did they say interception or fumble? Either way, that is a hell of a play from this Cincy defense, which has been a weak point most of this season, has now had 2 big time turnovers forced on back-to-back drives. And with 28 seconds to play in the half, Cincy will have the lead entering the half. Wow. I mean, I got a friend who's a Steelers fan, and it's more so just more so it's less like I root for or against their teams. More so I just like to pick their brain about their thoughts on their teams. For this season, yeah, it would be. I think he's had 3 interception games in his career though. Flacco's pass left side gonna be caught along the sideline by Jamar Chase. Up near the 45. They also added a ton of time back onto the clock. There's now 36 seconds remaining in the half. Let me see what the official ruling on that was. Oh, they ruled it an interception. That was ruled an interception. DJ Turner with a big time play. And since he can try and get ball here, since he can try to extend their lead before the half. And the Bengals get ball to begin the second half as well. This year, yeah, I imagine it'll be his most for this year. I don't know because his other match, he wouldn't have done it against the Jets because they had no turnovers in that. They had no turnovers after that game. Wouldn't have done it against the Steelers. Let's see. Oh no, he had a 2 interception game in the loss against Seattle. That was the only other time this year. So it seems like the trend is when Rodgers throws for 2+ interceptions, the Steelers are not in a great spot. We're heading to a commercial break as they're reviewing the catch, I believe. So I thought it looked good along that sideline. Yeah, that is still. So what is Rodgers' most interceptions in the game? I mean, he's not a quarterback that typically throws a lot of interceptions. What, the most in his career was 12? And that was his final year in Green Bay. Perfect. Oh yeah, 3 is the most he has thrown in a game in his career. That's crazy to think about. Rodgers has never thrown for more than 3 interceptions in a game. And he's done that 6 times. Twelve in a year. Yeah, it was 12 in a year with his final year in Green Bay. Like Rodgers has so many career games with no interceptions. It's crazy. How many is this? 160, 159 career games without throwing an interception. And yeah, like, there's a few in there that are like first 3 years of his career. He didn't get a lot of playing time in those. Or like that game against Buffalo where he tore his ACL in 4 plays. So like there's definitely some discrepancies there, but 150 plus games in your career without throwing a single interception is crazy. Also, they reviewed that previous play and ruled it incomplete. So it's now 2nd and 10 for Cincy. It was a slight bobble there. If you throw 12 interceptions in a game, the coaches are being fired, you're being cut. Flacco looking to throw in 2nd and 10. Pass left side, going to be caught by Ja'Marr Chase. He's going to fight his way and going to get about 12. He does get out of bounds to stop the clock. It's like, how are you throwing 12 interceptions in a single game? Like, and not getting benched at some point. Flacco and shotgun back to his left. Going to look to throw here once again. Has some time. Pass left side. Going to be caught by Ja'Marr Chase. Going to get out of bounds for a gain of 9. 25 seconds left in the half. Evan McPherson warming up on the sideline. He has a career long of 59. But last week against the Packers, he hit from 67 before the half end. But that play was iced. So it didn't count, but he did hit from 67. So he has a leg on him. Though kicking in Cincy is a lot different than kicking in Lambeau. 2nd and 1, Flacco and shotgun back to his right, looking to throw. Has some time. Pass over the middle is going to be incomplete. A little bit behind T. Higgins. But a penalty marker comes in late. Are they going to say DPI on the Steelers here? Yep, DPI on the Steelers. That's going to put the Bengals in the field goal range. And ball near the 35, maybe 30. Oh, yeah, no. Someone, yeah, near the 30, 36. Some of those 12 interceptions in the game, they 100% have money against them. 100%. 100% they would have money on the other team. Like, even the coach would need that. Again, you're not getting benched at some point in them. Flacco looking to throw in 1st and 10. Pass left side, going to be a little, going to be off the mark and incomplete. Looking for Ja'Marr Chase. He had room on that out route, but just couldn't put it on the money. 16 seconds remaining in the half. One of these games that Rodgers threw 3 interceptions in was a 9-15 loss against the Lions. Also, every single one of these games is a loss. Rodgers has not. Every single time Rodgers has thrown 3 interceptions in the game, they have lost. That is. Makes sense, but it's still kind of crazy. 2nd and 10, pass over the middle is going to be caught and gets up to about the 31. That is Drew Sample on the reception. They rule him down at the 30. And the Bengals will call a timeout with 2 seconds to play. So out comes Evan McPherson. Yeah. But even then, still, like, to throw 12 interceptions, you need to have money on that. Because the amount you would lose due to being cut and everything, like, you would need to have, you need to try and make money off of a performance like that. All right, so Evan McPherson on for the 59-yard kick to put Cincy up 7. The ball is centered perfectly. The kick is up, And it is right down the middle. Those went to the Steelers by accident. There we go. It's a 7-point Bengal lead at the half. And they get ball to begin the second half. So they are sitting perfectly right now. Yeah. Now that's just Tom right there. He finds a way to get like a 1-game deal with the Vikings, and it happens to be against the Packers. And it's like week 18, and both teams already have like playoffs, like already have everything locked in place. All the stand-ins are in place already. And he's just out there saying fuck it. He's out there as Tome, just throwing interception. Yeah, we're at halftime. Joe Flacco playing well. Oh yeah, but that's the fun in it. Again, it's just like it's just like so someone's one wish, like they get a genie, and when their one wish is to be the quarterback for a division rival for a day or for a game, and it's just them throwing 13 interceptions. That's what I wanted to see. Record versus, let's see. Damn, Joe Flacco was a perfect 11 for 11 against the Steelers in his career. And with this being the 25th matchup, he has a chance to be. That's like, I don't know, that just feels like a Tom Brady. Because Tom Brady, his worst win percentage against a team is like 24-12 against Miami. Like that's like the same. All right, we're at halftime. At a commercial break. I'll quickly be right back. All right, I'm back. Again, I don't follow baseball that closely, and I forget how insane their contracts can be. And I just saw a report that the Detroit Tigers and one of the best pitchers in baseball, who's happens to play for the Tigers, are $250 million off on a contract. Like what? How is that where negotiations start in baseball? How is the starting point y'all being $250 million apart? That is insanity. We're still at halftime. College sports has some of the best names I've ever seen in the sports world. One of them being the Vanderbilt University on their college basketball team has a player named Chandler Bing. With on their on the school's website and their player bio, one of the fun facts is he has never watched Friends. And that's just like perfect. Kent State got the realest Clark over there returning kicks for touchdowns. Like there's some gold mine names in the college world. Yeah, add commercial break. Still at halftime. Uh, I like whenever I try to get into with the baseball conversation because I do not know shit. Yes. Yes. All right. Yep. Still at halftime. Got about 4.5 minutes until the start of the second half. Hell yeah. Yeah, the ones you sent the other day, the, it was nice. And got a good laugh out of me. Is it the case where like most of the time, like is when I get done with my classes for the day is when like I begin like of going through some of the like messages and all the stuff that I missed during the mornings and stuff. She was just waiting at a red light and I saw it and I finally like saw it and I was like, yeah, that's I do not. Sadly, I'm not much of a cook. at this age. I'm eventually want to like learn some stuff surrounding cooking and whatnot, but yeah, no, I do not. I'm just there's plenty of recipes online, I'm sure though of it. Yep, should be the second half should be on the way here shortly. Oh, is it? Oh yeah, because that was part of the other. Yeah, yeah, no. Okay, it's nearing 10 p.m. I'm probably gonna pass out as soon as this game's done. Yeah, the saying inside is yeah, not that quick now. I mean, the tres leche cake is pretty good. It's just not something that like that's not something that comes up often. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but the dyslexia is one of those weird things. Just that's not something you can really portray through like the style of that Tom does. Really, sure, there's ways to do it. Just yeah, it could be both. I don't know whenever dyslexia pops up in conversation, I just can't get out of my head the old like Disney Channel. What was it called? Like Disney Channel, like One Thing About Me or something, where they have like a random Disney Channel star talk about like it was either like something that was actually actual something with them, or like it would be like a fan submitted story or whatnot. And one of the ones was just it was Bella Thorne talking about dyslexia for some reason. I don't know the backstory behind it. It could be that she actually does have dyslexia, or it could just be something else. But it's like that was just such a random commercial that would pop up during Disney Channel shows, and I'm just like, why is this here? There's a like early 2010s Disney Channel had so many weird commercials because like they would rarely have like outside commercials. They have like outside companies that get commercial spots. Most of Disney Channel commercials are somehow tied to Disney stars and Disney Channel itself. And it's just and that causes some weird that caused some weird commercials to pop up. Because yeah, the second half gonna be underway here. The Steelers are set to send this one down. Bengals with a 7-point lead. See if they can extend it. They have a great opportunity here. As second half kickoff is underway, going to be returned beginning from about the 5 up past the 30, fighting his way to the 32, 33-ish, and they'll begin from there. Did I say Mike Tomlin is 2-9 all time in road Thursday night games? That is a crazy stat. Flacco under center. Quick throw, left side can be caught by Jamar Chase. Makes one man miss. Stumbles forward to about the 37. A gain of roughly 5. A second down coming up. They're putting Darius Slay on Jamar Chase quite a bit tonight, and it is not working at all. They are targeting that matchup. As Darius Slay is slow to get up after that. So it's going to be time to change that matchup then. So a 2nd and 5. Flacco in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the left. Going to look to throw. Play action and has some time. Pass left side, caught by Jamar Chase once again. Gonna get to the 40. A 3rd and 2 coming up. Third and 2. Trying to keep this opening drive of the half going. Flacco in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. A handoff up the middle, and that's going to be Chase Brown. Up to near the 45. He gets the first. Now, Samaje Perine on the carry. It's enough for a first down. And it's a ball near the 45, 44.5 yard line-ish. Flacco in shotgun, back to his right. Going to hand this off left side, and there's Chase Brown with some good blocking. Up past midfield to about the plus 47, and a 2nd and 3 coming up. It was 2nd and 3. Flacco in shotgun, back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right. Going to look to throw. Pressure coming, pass over the middle, caught by Jamar Chase. Gonna get past the 35 to the 33. Once again, it's that matchup of Chase on Slay, or Slay on Chase, that the Bengals have been hunting tonight. And man, are they catching their prey in that hunt? Like you need to switch that up, Pittsburgh. If you're gonna have a chance in this game, you got to put someone else on Jamar Chase. You have the corner room to do that. Flacco looking to throw in 1st and 10. Pass over the middle. It's Jamar Chase once again. Inside the 20 and down to the 16, maybe the 17. Very quick hitter. Jamar Chase is someone that you need to press at the line, and Joey Porter Jr. just did not do it there. They gave him too much space, and Jamar Chase will make you pay with that. This might be the best game since his offense has played since Burrow went down. Actually, it is the best. Arguably, it might be one of the best games they've played all year. Jamar Chase already has 11 receptions. Flacco in shotgun, back to his left. Handoff up the middle, makes one man miss and gets to the 15. That is Chase Brown on the carry. Jamar Chase has 11 receptions already. What is that target share? Hold on. He has 15 of the 25 possible targets tonight. What? this, this is looking like the Drake London game from Monday night. Flacco in shotgun back to his left, looking to throw in 2nd and 7. Pressure coming, looking to his left. Now throw in right side. That's just going to be a throwaway, incomplete. Out the back of the end zone, T. Higgins, the closest Bengal, and it's 3rd and 7. Like it's an insane target share. Which yeah, Jamar Chase is the receiver one of Cincy. But 15 targets already? That's crazy. 3rd and 7. Flacco in shotgun looking to throw. Pass over the middle. It's going to be caught. That's going to be enough for a 1st down. Up to the 3rd. I don't know. To mark him just shy at the 12.5. Not 12.5. At the 13.5. Needed the 13. Thought he had it there for a sec. And it's the 3rd-year receiver out of Princeton. It's 4th and 1. The offense is staying on the field. I don't completely hate this. Mainly because you're probably just going to get him to jump here. Flacco under center. Back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side, making adjustments at the line. Play clock winding down. The QB sneak and the 2nd effort. Flacco got it. But did the refs blow this play dead? Oh no, Cincy's challenging the spot of the 3rd down play. Okay. I don't completely hate that. Yeah, I thought it was a bad spot as well. I know, that was definitely a bad spot. They ruled him down at the 14. It was definitely closer to that 13-yard line. And it would go from a true 4th and 1 into a 4th and like 2 inches or potentially a 1st down. So it definitely does change your mindset. We'll go into a commercial break as they review this. With 9.5 to play in the 3rd. There's been a trend this season with a lot of games having long opening drives of the 2nd half. And I'm kind of here for it. Like, multiple drives to begin 2nd halves have lasted 6+ minutes. Yep, we're at commercial break. At commercial break. Still at commercial break. saying call on the field stands, but it's still, yeah, it's 4th and inches though. So like, yeah, they won the challenge. They won the challenge though, because the ball is no longer spotted at the 14. Like, you did move the spot of the ball. I don't know why they said since he lost that challenge, but okay. Unless, they specified they're looking for a first down. Either way, Flacco under center. Back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side. Tight end send in motion. They're going to QB sneak this with Flacco. And he is going to get it with ease. So a first and goal for Cincy. All right. First and goal. Flacco and shotgun back to his left. They give up the middle. And that's Chase Brown getting inside the 5 at about the 4.5. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, yeah, he has to be. That man hates the Steelers more than any team, I think. I know the Ravens would be a close second for him, though. I mean, I'm not sure if he definitely hates Cleveland, but I mean, they're a bad team, so to what extent? Flacco and shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers to each side. Going to look to throw. Has time, pass, end zone, batted away, incomplete. Looking for T. Higgins. It's Jalen Ramsey batting that one away. And the third and goal coming up. Yeah. I've always been fine with the Steelers. Again, there's not, I mean, outside of like divisional opponents, there's not really a team that I hate in the NFL. Looking to throw his Flacco on 3rd and goal. Has some time rolling right and gonna spike this one in the dirt. Incomplete. No one was open in the end zone. Just played it smart. Got the ball out. Let Evan McPherson come on and make this a 10-point game. I'm like, yeah, there's teams that like I despise or like don't like, but no team that I outright hate outside of divisional opponents. Because like even a team like the Chiefs, like when they were like, how do I word this? Before last year, like while they're a fun team to watch, I can like deal with them winning. As the field goal try from 23 yards out is up and good. Like last year's Chiefs team was just not a fun team to watch, yet they were still winning, and thus like I started to grow tired of them. But, like if you're a fun team to watch, I kind of, and you're not in the AFC East, I win all you want. I don't care. That's why I'm really liking Tampa this season. That's why I've liked Detroit the past few years. Because they're winning games and they're fun teams to watch. Right, just under 8 minutes to play in the quarter. And the Steelers will finally get the ball back. And get the ball for the first time this half. It's been 20 unanswered points for Cincy. Yeah, I can imagine that being pretty fun. I was like the Chiefs last year were just, again, part of it is they won 11 one-score games and all that, so like you're not really gonna have a lot of fun games that are constantly one score because it's like the same script over and over. But like look at Tampa this year, like they're winning a ton of one-score games, and yeah, it's still fun. A great kick return from Kenneth Gainwell gets the Steelers up to near the 40. And they'll begin from there. We'll see what this offense can do. Looking for a drive here. Rodgers under center, back behind him. Tossing this up the middle for Jaylen Warren. He's going to have room up to about the 43. So 2nd and 5. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, tossing this right side and has some room for Jaylen Warren. Makes one man miss. Gonna get 6, enough for a first. So 1st and 10. App State just unveiled new uniforms for Saturday, and they look clean. College uniforms are incredible. A lot of schools have great uniform options. Rodgers under center, back behind him. Gonna toss this right side, and there is gonna be room past the 45, past the 40. Has one man to beat, gonna get pushed out of bounds near the 25. Jaylen Warren, 3 straight plays. He's running well. The Steelers lined up an extra lineman as a tight end on that play and had him be a pull-in tackle. And boy, did it work to create a lane. So 1st and 10, Rodgers under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Going to toss this left side now for Warren. Trying to cut it up the middle and going to get past the 25 to about the 23. And so under 5.5 to play in the 3rd. So Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Ball on the 24. A 2nd and 8 as Rodgers will look to throw. Passing left side, going to be off the mark and incomplete. They really tried a back shoulder ball to a damn near 300-pound tight end lining up outside. Respect. Was that Darnell Washington, the intended target? I mean, that's a matchup you can look for, definitely. Yeah, Darnell Washington. They lined up a 265-pound tight end out wide to go against a 190-pound corner. I mean, that's a good matchup to get. Quick throw, right side, going to be caught on 3rd and 8, and that's enough for a first down, spinning his way down to about the 10. That's Roman Wilson on the reception. Maybe down to about the 15, maybe. Either way, a 1st and 10 from inside the red zone coming up. No, that's not, yeah, down to about the 10. Rodgers' throw over the middle is incomplete. As they tried to go quick, ball was nearly picked off. As a tight windowed throw was not there enough for Rodgers. There is a flag down on this one. Due to the hurry up, it might be on Cincy. You just have Zach Taylor on the sideline saying no. Like, we'll see, the refs are discussing still. Fouls by both teams. An illegal shift on Pittsburgh and an offsides on Cincy. That's what happens when you try and go hurry up like that. But it's still going to be 1st and 10 from the 10.5-yard line. All right, so 1st and 10. Rodgers in shotgun. Back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. Going to play action and look to throw. Rodgers pass right side. Caught by Darnell Washington. But going to be brought down in the backfield at the 19. Oh, a loss of 9 there. And the Steelers are well behind the sticks. That's a tough one. It's the rookie Demetrius Knight getting that initial impact there. As Rodgers looks to throw. Quick pass left side, going to be incomplete. Looking for Jonnu Smith, but DJ Turner read that like a book. And it's now 3rd and 18 with 4 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Oh, and now DJ Turner is slow to get up after that. He's holding on to that right calf. Did he injure himself on the celebration? I thought I saw him get up after making the play. It's a 3rd and 18. We're going to head to a commercial break here for an injury timeout, I assume. Also, Rodgers was not happy after that play. I couldn't quite tell what he was saying there, but I think he's pointing the fingers at the wrong guy with that one. Yeah, true, that is what Rodgers does. But still, it's like, come on. All right, no commercial break with all that. 3rd and 18. Also, I kind of hate how Rodgers, after leaving the Packers, went to 2 teams where the number 12 was retired. Rodgers in shotgun back to his right, looking to throw. Has some time, pass over the middle, it's caught! Touchdown, Pittsburgh! It's Pat Freiermuth. And the Steelers finally are back on the board. They cut into this lead. An extra point away from making it a 3-point game. Yeah. Yeah, the Bengals, man, they left the middle of the field wide open. That's too easy of a throw for Rodgers. Freiermuth split the safeties and just wide open. Boswell's extra point is up, and it is good. 3:55 to play in the 3rd. It's back to a 3-point game. Yeah. Be like, why did Rodgers have to choose 2 teams after leaving Pittsburgh, or go to 2 teams after leaving Green Bay that had the number 12 retired? He chose to be traded to the Jets, and then he signed with Pittsburgh in the offseason. Like, the number 8 just doesn't look right on Aaron Rodgers. And to be fair, the number 12 is surprisingly retired in a lot of places. He's gonna try being a Seahawks. He's gonna try and get to Miami and replace Tua. Yeah, it's like what Seattle has. Seattle, the Jets, the Steelers, Miami. I feel like I'm missing. Dallas has 12 retired, or at least they should. I think that would be all the teams. Still, 5 teams having the number 12 retired. Kind of shocking. Eventually, the Patriots will have 12 retired. That's 6. Eventually, the Packers. That's 7. We're nearing on a fourth of the league having the number 12 retired. If he works his way to all of those teams, that would be fun. Yeah, so the Seahawks do because of the 12th man in the fan base. The Jets have it because of Joe Namath. The Steelers have it because of Terry Bradshaw. The Cowboys because of Roger Staubach. The Dolphins because of Bob Greasy. What was the other ones I said? The Patriots will eventually because of Brady. The Packers eventually because of Rodgers. And I know I said another one. I'm just all of a sudden forgetting again. What was the Jets, Steelers, Seahawks? Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Okay, never mind. Yeah, the number 12 was just a popular quarterback number in the 70s. That's the reason. Kickoff returned up past the 30 to about the 33. So the Bengals will begin from there. There might be more. I mean, because I know that some teams don't have jersey numbers retired that they otherwise should. Flacco and shotgun looking to throw in 1st and 10. Pass left side caught by Chase Brown, but pressured there and going to lose about 3. Okay, so Buffalo has 12 retired because of Jim Kelly. I knew I was forgetting one of them. San Fran has it because of John Brody. Seattle has it because of the 12th man. Miami has it because of Bob Greasy. New England has it because of Tom Brady. Jets have it because of Namath. Flacco looking to throw on 2nd and 12. Pass right side going to be caught by T. Higgins up to the 39. Actually, let me just scroll through this real quick. At commercial break, actually, let's go through all of these. Welcome in, Ball Flash. Cincy is playing well tonight. Wait, fucking Brian Piccolo has his jersey numbered retired? Oh, I'm going to go off of that. 3rd and 4. Flacco and shotgun back to his left. Two receivers to each side. Flacco looks to throw. Has some time. Deep shot over the middle. It's going to be caught inside the 25 to the 23. It is Andrea Ilyasova. I mispronounced it. The 3rd-year receiver out of Princeton. Yeah, I saw you on that D&D stuff. It's fine. Part of me kind of wants to get into D&D eventually. I just have no time to do it right now. But Brian Piccolo has his jersey numbered retired. That is a whiplash to me. Because that man has a park in South Florida that I despise. Andre Yoshivosh. I will not remember that. Flacco looks to throw in 1st and 10. Pass over the middle, caught by T. Higgins. Inside the 20 to the 18. A minute and a half to play in the third. Second and 4. Just call him Yoshi. Don't gotta tell me twice. I'll do that any day of the week. Flacco under center, looking to throw. Quick pass over the middle, caught by Jamar Chase inside the 10 to the 8. Once again, it's that matchup between him and Darius Slay that the Bengals are feasting on tonight. Like, they are feasting on that matchup. Flacco looks to throw in 1st and goal. Pass left side is off the mark and incomplete. Looking for Chase Brown. 23 seconds remaining in the quarter. 2nd and goal coming up. You definitely can sweep the Steelers. It's going to be a lot tougher when playing them in Pittsburgh, not on a short week. But you definitely can with how you're playing tonight. And also, like, Flacco, for some reason, he knows how to play against the Steelers. I mean, that for some reason. He was on the Ravens for 10 years. Flacco and shotgun going to hand this off up the middle. And going to get to about the 5. That's Chase Brown. But also, the flip side, Flacco entering this game is 11 for 11 against the Steelers. So, are you going to try and maintain perfect balance there? As a 3rd and goal from the 5, we'll have to wait as the time runs out in the 3rd quarter. 15 minutes remain. The Bengals up by 3, looking to extend this lead. But can they finish off this drive if we go to a commercial break? Yeah. Okay, so let's go through all the teams with the number 12 retired, because now I'm curious. All right. So Buffalo, because of Jim Kelly, which is the main one I forgot. For some reason, I was thinking Jim Kelly wore 14. I'm a dumb. So Jim Kelly, that's 1. Bob Greasy in Miami is 2. Tom Brady in New England, that's 3. Joe Namath in the Jets, that's 4. Every single team in the AFC East has number 12 retired, and that's 4. San Francisco for John Brody, that's 5. Seattle because of the fans, that's 6. Oh, that's it. Okay. And then eventually the Packers will retire it with Rodgers. The Steelers don't have. Huh? What? I forget how weird jersey number retirements is in the NFL. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Well, no, it's not official. 12 isn't officially retired in Pittsburgh, but it basically is. I mean, I don't think anyone has worn 12 since Bradshaw retired. Like, it's not officially retired, but it might as well be, which is why it's confusing, why it's just not retired officially. Yeah, Bradshaw was the last player to wear number 12. Why? Just retire the number. Like, what do we do? I hate the NFL. I hate the NFL. Jersey number retirements should not be this confusing. If the Titans can retire Steve McNair's number, which, again, deserved, but if they can officially retire his, why do the Steelers, which are such a historic franchise, only have 3 numbers retired? Or at least officially retired. Flacco and shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. 3rd and goal from the 5 as we're back from commercial break. Looking to throw. Time. Pass. End zone. Touchdown, Cincy. Over the middle, it's Drew Sample. And the Bengals retake their 10-point lead, pending the extra point. Well, I mean, that's what the Yankees are dealing with, right? So that makes sense. But all of these numbers that you would think are retired, but they're just not officially retired, despite the fact that they might as well be. Right? Did I get his number wrong? Is that why it's not popping? Oh, I did, didn't I? What number did Mel Blount wear for the Steelers? Or I think of some... The extra point is up and good. No, I mean, they clearly care. He wore 47, that's what it was. They clearly care to some degree because they haven't given out that number since 1983. And Mel Blount was the last person to wear 47 as. Like, they clearly care about these numbers. They just won't officially retire them for some reason. Do we know what day? Do we know what week the Steelers retired Franco Harris's jersey? But I think I know what their logic is if that's the case, if this is true. If this lines up. No, Mel Blount, the corner for the Steelers, that's a Hall of Famer. Balfa, come on. Kickoff returned up to the 20, past 25 to about the 27 as the weather is starting to come down here. Okay, no, never mind. This is completely off base. I don't know what. Okay. Although I think it counts for Franco, or whatever. Whatever. Yeah, so I was thinking, because Franco Harris had his jersey retired in 2022. And, and he passed away in that same year. But again, Franco Harris was a player that he deserved to have his jersey retired in Pittsburgh. It was just a matter of when, not if. Same thing with like all of these other guys. Rodgers understanding going to toss this right side for Jalen Warren, and there is room. Past the 40, 45, breaks off one tackle. Past the other 40, and finally out of bounds near the 36. I guess this is my question then. Because 32 is one of those numbers where it would make sense to give it out post Franco Harris. Yeah, that's fair. That's another. Yeah, I hate the Steelers. I hate how their jersey retirement system fucking works. Rodgers in shotgun back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Quick throw, left side can be caught by Pat Fryermuth. Past the 30, past the 25, past the 20. Still going, dragging defenders to about the 17. Who else is from those? Who else is from those steel curtain Steelers that should have their jerseys retired but don't? At this point, I'm just testing this to see. Rodgers' quick throw right side going to be caught by Fryermuth once again, but this time only gaining a yard. I mean, again, they have jersey numbers retired. In theory, they have jersey numbers that are retired. They're just not officially registered as retired numbers, which is the dumb part about the NFL jersey retirement system. Rodgers in shotgun back to his right, looking to throw. Quick pass left side caught by DK Metcalf. Inside the 15 to the 12. Because like Franco Harris is another example where no one wore 32 after he retired. But it took an extra 39 years for them to retire the number. Maybe I that's not. I don't think that's going to be the case though. Rodgers in shotgun back to his left, looking to throw in 3rd and 4. Pass left side can be caught by Darnell Washington inside the 5 to about the 3. So a 1st and goal coming up. And this. Who else is on those Steelers teams? Because this roster is not loaded. Whatever. All right, by the way, I feel the same way about Miami. Miami only has 3 numbers retired when they should have close to 7. Rodgers handoff up the middle to Jalen Warren is going to be fighting to about the 2. We're saying he. Yeah, let's say that. I know y'all at least have 1. Yeah. Since he only has 1 jersey numbered retired, and it's not their Hall of Fame tackle. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, and Jack Lambert was the last Steeler to wear 50. I don't get it. I'm gonna make a video on jersey numbers at some point because this is pissing me off. Oh, cool. No, it's Bob Johnson, whoever the hell that is. Okay, because Twitch wanted to be a bitch. We missed the play. There's a 2-yard touchdown pass to Darnell Washington. And then the extra point is also up and good. What is going on with Twitch right now? Whatever. I also just realized that I'm getting. All right. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking that, the one jersey retirement that Cincy would have is Anthony Munoz, but no, it's Bob Johnson. But at the same time, I bet you if I look up the jersey numbers of Ken Riley, Ken Anderson, Boomer Esiason, and Anthony Munoz, that no one else would have worn those. I mean, maybe for Boomer, actually, but for the others. As we're at commercial break. There you go, that's fine. Let's start with. Well, first I need to start with me actually knowing what those jersey numbers are. So, Anthony Munoz was what, 50? No, I thought Boomer wore like 13 with Cincy. Also not the greatest with some jersey numbers. Oh no, it was Ken Riley who wore 13, yeah. And yeah, outside of Ken Riley, there was a single player to wear the number 13, but he only wore it for a single season and then was off the team. So Ken Riley is someone who basically has his jersey retired for Cincy. That was not official. Also, that one person who wore it was Daniel Pope. He was a punter for one season in Cincy. Because that makes sense. Yeah, it was Jeff Blake who wore number 8 in Cincy. Let's see what number 7 brings up. As we're just coming back from commercial break, we're now going down a jersey number rabbit hole. Okay, no, there was two people to wear number 7 after post Boomer Esiason. As kickoff is going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback, the Bengals will begin from the 7. Those people are David Klingler. No idea. And then, hey, Bruce Gradkowski, the former offensive coordinator of the St. Louis Battlehawks. Yeah, but still, no one notable. I want to say Anthony Munoz wore 54. Could be off on that. Oh no, that's Bob Johnson. I was off. Okay. What number did Anthony Munoz wear? Flacco under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Gonna hand this off left side for Chase Brown. Going to find a way to bounce it off left side to pick up about 11. He wore 78. What it was. Yeah, Bruce Gradkowski. He's not still with St. Louis, right? I'm pretty sure he went over to like Tampa or something. Yeah, and Anthony Munoz's jersey is all but officially retired. No one has wore 78 since him, which makes sense. He's one of Cincy's like 3 Hall of Famers. Play action looking to throw. Flacco's pass right side going to be caught. Has room. Pass midfield. Pass the 45 to the 44. That's Drew Sample on the reception. Oh, sorry, that's Noah Fant on the reception. Last one I'm missing is Ken Anderson's number. I could have sworn it was 12. But it wasn't. It was 14. I was close. Flacco play action looking to throw in 1st and 10. Has some time. Pass over the middle is tipped at the line. And are they ruling this a fumble? No, it's incomplete. Okay. Yeah, it was Fant who caught the tutty too. And yeah, Seattle did have him last year. I could have, Drew Sample was 84? I could have sworn it was 86, but Oh wow, honestly, I forgot Andy Dalton were 14. Flacco quick pass left side going to be caught by Jamar Chase, gets past the 40 to the 39. Again, I'm not great with jersey numbers. Or at least I'm not great with jersey numbers that aren't Miami or like active players or like current players on their respective teams. Fucking Sam White wore this. What? First off, he played for Cincy. Flacco to throw in 3rd and 5. Pass over the middle is going to be caught. That's Jamar Chase breaking off 2 defenders inside the 25 to about the 23. Yeah. Again, I'm solid with jersey numbers, especially with like current players. Like I'm good with jersey numbers. When we get back in the day when there's guys that I haven't watched a lot of, that's when I'm get an issue with jersey numbers, like remembering them if they're not Miami. Yeah, Noah Fant was solid in Seattle. But it also does make sense that they moved on from him because they drafted Elijah Aworo, who I'm still pretty high on being able to make a big impact. Handoff up the middle is going to get inside the 20 to about the 17. That's Chase Brown on the carry. 8 minutes to play in the game. Yeah, Gesicki's hurt, so they're... Which Gesicki was put on IR. So there's that. Yeah, it's also like 11 p.m. right now over by me, so my memory jersey numbers are not going to be the greatest right now for those older players. Flacco and shotgun going to hand this off up the middle for Chase Brown. Going to get to the 15, a gain of 2, but there is a penalty marker down. Yeah, like Miami players, I can do just fine with their jersey numbers. As a penalty is holding on Cincy, so push them back. And even like older Miami players, I can do just fine. It's when we get to like older players for teams I don't really care about, we're like, ah, no, I'm screwed. Like a big reason why I even know like a few members of that Cowboys Super Bowl team is because I did a video on the Herschel Walker trade, and a ton of people from that video ended up being Super Bowl winners with Dallas. Besides that, I would only know like the big 4 of those Cowboys teams. Pass over the middle is dropped. Jamar Chase, the intended target, but couldn't hang on. 3rd and 13 coming up. Flacco and shotgun back to his left. Looking to throw in 3rd and 13. Pass right side. Going for T. Higgins. It's incomplete. Tight coverage. No penalties down. They're going to say that's hand fighting. And it's a 4th and 13 with 7 minutes to play in the game. Yeah, 18's Gordon. Yeah, Hawkins is 87. Alien. Which nailer are you talking about? Yeah, that's a fair point as well there. I want to say if it's the one I'm thinking of, I want to say he's like number 3 over there, but the Vikings one, no, it's not 3 then. I guess Jordan Addison's number. The 45-yard kick is up and good. He might be like 12? No. That's one of those where I'll remember it during a Vikings game that I'm watching, but afterwards I'm like, I'm not gonna actively remember it. It's definitely in between like 7 and 15. Oh, never mind. He's number 1. That's such a bad number of him to wear. I mean, yeah, that's fair for this only a 6-point lead to scare you. That's fair. With the defense that y'all have, like this is by no means a safe lead. I don't know, I think they put up 31 in their opener. No, yeah, they put up 31 against Jacksonville, so it's close. If they're gonna guarantee a win, then yeah, it would be the most, because they would need at least another field goal. But this is still like a great game that they've been playing against a pretty solid defense. Let's select commercial break. And also, Flacco knows this defense incredibly well, so it's not. What this is already his second time playing this defense this year. Because didn't the Steelers play Cleveland earlier on? No, they played them last week. That's what it was. After Flacco left. Oh yeah, it's definitely 30 against the Steelers is definitely more impressive. It just comes down to if they can hold on to this. Kickoff returned beginning from about the 3. Up past the 30, 35, and down to the 39. Here's my question. Do the Steelers still have Cordell Patterson? Is he still a Steeler? Because I remember when the Steelers signed him like last year, it was a massive thing that everyone thought it was going to be. Because of, how good he is as a return man. Is he still on this team? What would he even be listed under? Does not seem like it. Rodgers under center, back behind him. Receiving options to the left. Play clock winding down to get the snap off. A toss left side, going to have room up to the 41 there for Jalen Warren. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it, which I'm not totally surprised by. Let's see. Is he listed? He's still listed as on the Steelers. Second and 7 coming up. I know, because he was there last year. Yeah, he hasn't. Yeah, no, he was released by the Steelers in the offseason. Another toss left side for Jalen Warren's going to get up to about the 45. Which, it's fair, because Cordell Patterson is like on the back. Is like tail end of his career when he signed with the Steelers. But like, if it was this kickoff style during Patterson's prime, he would be a menace, man. You would not be able to kick it to him. Yeah. Rodgers in shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. 3rd and 4. 5:35 to play in the game. Play clock winding down. They get the snap off as Rodgers looks to throw. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Looking for Pat Freiermuth, but he couldn't hang on. And it's 4th and 4 from their own 45. And the Steelers will punt this one away. That's a big time stand for this Bengals team. Big time stand. Punt comes off clean. Going to be fair caught. Not going to be let bounce and down at the 10. Maybe the 9. All Cincy really needs is a field goal. They're up by 6. There's 5:16 to play in the game. And we're going to a commercial break. They need a field goal. A touchdown would definitely be the dagger. But at the same time, Cincy could 100% have a 5-minute drive here and just end the game that way. Yeah, it's been a really solid defense today. And I think part of it is the divisional matchup. Divisional matchups typically see teams play better. Typically see teams play above expectations. Because you know that team so well, you know what they like to do, you know their style. So you're able to better prepare for those matchups. But yeah, if you have an opportunity to score, you score and end the game that way. There's 5:16 left in the game. So if they can kill 3 minutes and make this a 2-score game afterwards, they're in a great spot. Someone tweeted an hour ago, if Joe Flacco scores one more touchdown, which he ended up doing, Mike Tomlin will fly to Cleveland and beat the shit out of Andrew Berry. I think there's a lot of people that want to beat the shit out of Andrew Berry. Because, man, that man has made a ton of bad decisions as a GM over in Cleveland. You know, the Bengals definitely did look better last week than it did with Jake Browning. I mean, it took until the fourth quarter, but they did look better. So now that, you know, Flacco had another technically week's worth of practice under his belt with this team, I'm not completely surprised that they're coming out here and playing well. Oh no, and I do not blame Tomlin for not being happy they did that. That was kind of a bad decision. Flacco looking to throw. Pass left side, gonna be incomplete. Nearly a great one-hand grab for Jamar Chase along the sideline. I don't love the decision of taking a shot like that this early in the drive. When you have guys coming open underneath, I don't like the idea of taking that one-on-one shot. It nearly worked, but you need to just move the ball. Flacco and shotgun back to his left. Two receivers to each side. Gonna keep it himself left side. Joe Flacco on the move. And he gets a first down. A 13-yard carry for Joe Flacco. And the Bengals have a fresh set of downs. What? What? The 50 piece from you. Jamar Chase has been on fire tonight. Oh yeah, he really just ran like that. It's the lessons from Lamar Jackson coming up again. Flacco and shotgun gonna play action and look to throw. Pressure coming, pass left side is gonna be incomplete, nearly picked off. Didn't quite put it, barely put it far enough towards the sideline there. Jamar Chase to close his Bengal, but 2nd and 10 coming up. That was a dangerous throwaway. Nearly a great play made there by Pittsburgh. Hey, Joe Flacco got some wheels on him. So we're talking about earlier that the number 8 still doesn't look right on Rodgers. Why is Joe Flacco wearing the number 16? Who signed off on that? Flacco looking to throw in 2nd and 10. Pressure coming and sacked. Back at the 13. It's the dynamic duo of Cam Hayward and TJ Watt setting up a 3rd and long. Yeah, that's just those two doing what they do best. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, Joe Flacco is not typically running like that. 3rd and 18. Flacco and shotgun back to his left. Gonna just hand this off up the middle for Samaje Perine. He'll gain a yard. But the Bengals will still need to punt this one away. They kill roughly 2 minutes of clock on that drive. Or just over 2 minutes. Will that be enough? They're just going to let this clock run. Punt comes off clean. And it's a great punt. Going to be returned beginning from the 25. Has room past the 40 and out of bounds near the 43. So the Steelers will start with some pretty good field position. With 2:46 to play. Rodgers has 36 career game-winning drives, which feels like a little. It feels like he should have more. But to be fair, he does play with the lead quite a bit. The people ahead of him, Matthew Stafford at 50, Russell Wilson at 40. Russell Wilson has 40 game-winning drives in his career. That's not something you would expect with how Russ has been playing the past few years. Yeah, you gotta rely on this defense. If Rodgers throws his third interception, that would be insane. Rodgers alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, looking to throw. Pressure coming, rolling to his right, trying to buy some time. Throwing right side, gonna be incomplete. Just off the mark, looking for Darnell Washington. A second down coming up. Yeah, he does have a lot of Hail Marys. Which, flash, from last year when he had that Hail Mary against Buffalo. There's that idea of like a video on who is like the true Hail Mary king. I'm still working on that in the background of everything because it takes a long time to go through all that. And just again, time is not of the essence for me right now. And neither is it for Twitch, apparently. A pass over the middle to Roman Wilson would be enough for a first down past the 45 to the 44. But a penalty marker is down, and that is holding on the Steelers. So push them back 10, a 2nd and 20 coming up. Broderick Jones called for the hold. Yeah, I'm not sure when that video is going to get done. I think I still have the window. Hold on, let me see what year I'm on for that. Yeah, I'm up to 1988 for that. It's taken a minute to go through all these weeks. Rodgers in shotgun back to his left, looking to throw. Pressure coming, escapes it to his left. Throw in left side, has a wide open receiver. The 25-20, 15-10, 5. It's Pat Freiermuth. And the Steelers tie this game pending the extra point with 2:21 to play. Pat Freiermuth. And this game is tied at 30 pending the extra point. But still plenty of time for Cincy. There's still plenty of time. But that is a game-changing play. Extra point is right down the middle. Steelers have a 1-point lead with 2:21 to play. And time to see if Joe Flacco has it in him. It's the same play that Freiermuth got the previous touchdown on. It's the same. He's lined up in the slot. He splits the safeties. And he's just open. He's just wide open there. It's the same play. Wow. A 67-yarder to win it would be insane. But it also won't be necessary. You have 2 timeouts. You have plenty of time. All you need is a field goal. Well, yeah, obviously, but like if needed, a 67-yarder would be crazy. Like that's a desperation one. 68-yard touchdown. As the kickoff is going to be return beginning from the 3, past the 25 and down to about the 30. 2:15 to play. One more play before the 2-minute warning. And Joe Flacco, 29 career game-winning drives. 5th most amongst active players. So we know 1 through 3. We know 5. Who's 4? Who could 4 be? Who's been in the league long enough? All right, 1st and 10. Flacco and shotgun back to his right. 2 receivers to each side. Going to look to throw. Has some time. Pass right side. Going to be caught. That's Jamar Chase. Gets up to about the 44.5 before being stood up. I think they're going to give him the 45, and that gives us a 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play. Cincy has 2 timeouts, and they're about 10 yards out from 15 yards out from field goal range. The Cincy definitely has this. Chance. 52.3. Hey, that's good odds. Those are some good odds, but is at the end of the day, at the end of the day, the game is played between the hashes. Those odds don't matter. Well, yeah, ideally that is what they would do. Is just get into field goal range and kill clock to hit the game winner. But the issue with that is the Steelers have all 3 timeouts. So unless you can get them to burn all their timeouts before you get into field goal range, you're not going to be able to kill all the time just by doing that. We'll see. We're still at commercial break. Yeah. So the Steelers still having all their timeouts. It's going to change how this final bit is played. Why am I seeing a Green Bay Packers commercial? Oh, it's just an NFL commercial, but they're targeting Green Bay fans. Okay. Makes sense. And of course, right now, which fucking I can not stand Twitch right now. How the buffering. All right, we missed the first play out of the 2-minute warning, but it was an 18-yard pass to Jamar Chase. He goes Flacco and shotgun back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. Dump off right side to Jamar Chase, and he had plenty of room past the 45, out of bounds near the 37, past the 40. So the Bengals are in field goal range. Flacco and shotgun back to his left. Two receiving options to each side. The issue with that was the Bengals got out of bounds there. So a handoff up the middle, going to get to the 35 with Chase Brown. And the Steelers will call timeout. And so that was easy. Jamar Chase got out of bounds on that previous play. So that's giving the Steelers some time here with this. Just you do just probably just call 3 straight run plays and let them waste their timeouts. But at the same time, like you need to get that first down if you want to guarantee a win. Do you trust this run game? That's been a bad run game this season. Do you trust it enough to pick up 8 more yards? Flacco and shotgun back to his left, 3 receivers to the right. They're going to throw here. Pass left side. It's T. Higgins, the 10 and sliding down at the 7. The Steelers will call timeout. That is a risky play call. They went for the one-on-one matchup between T. Higgins and Jalen Ramsey. And T. Higgins won that. And the Bengals are now set up to be able to kill this clock. That is a risky play call, but it worked. 1:39 to play. Yep, knocking on wood. You need to, at this point now, you just run the ball. But you need to make sure that Chase Brown and Samaje Perine know to get down. Do not go into the end zone. Oh, they're just kneeing this one? That's fair as well. Steelers called the final timeout as the Bengals are just gonna knee this one out. God, Jamar Chase had an incredible night. That's insane. I mean, that's even smarter. Because there's no risk of fumbles, no risk of falling into the end zone. You're just gonna kill clock that way. Doing 2 more knee downs will kill enough time. And that's exactly the ball is already centered as well. So there's another Flacco gonna back up a bit more here, then need this one down to kill even more time. He needs it down at the 15. And now this clock will be able to run till about 50 seconds. For Evan McPherson, it should be an easy one. But this has been a very weird NFL season in terms of field goals and extra points. So you never know. And now Cincy will call their second timeout with 53 seconds to play. As you're making sure to get as much time off the clock as possible. Well, it could also get blocked. There's been a ton of blocked kicks this year. You never know. But this would be a big time win for Cincy. They're lined up in victory formation once again. You don't want to go too far back now. Flacco knees it down. They could run this till 10 seconds remain. And then it's gonna come up to Evan McPherson. Why has Thursday Night Football been fantastic this year? Typically, Thursday Night Football sucks, but it's been great this season. Every single matchup has been fantastic. All right. And with the clock at 11 seconds, the Cincy will call their final timeout. No possibilities for icing. It's pretty much an extra point. And or because there was so much pressure about Thursday Night Football and like the quality of it over the past few years that they just locked in and said, we're going to give you gem after gem after gem. Hey, Monday nights have had some solid matchups. Same with Sunday. Sunday night and Monday night have been 50-50. All right, here comes Evan McPherson. A 36-yard kick. The ball is centered. The University of Florida. The University of Florida alum. To give Cincy the lead late. Kick is up. And it is good. The Cincinnati Bengals have a 2-point lead with 7 seconds to play. With 7 seconds. On the other sideline is a man who has made miracles happen in the past. Does Aaron Rodgers have one more in him? I guess the question is, how do you kick this off? Because if you try a squib kick and it lands short of the landing zone, and you put the ball at the 40-yard line, Aaron Rodgers has enough of an arm to hit the end zone from there. So you have to be smart about how you kick this. I say just send this out the back of the end zone. Force him to make an incredible throw. I mean, and even with 7 seconds, if you just send it out the back of the end zone, there is enough time to run a quick hitter towards the sideline, get out of bounds, and then run a Hail Mary. But you would rather them do that than just instantly give them Hail Mary range. All right, here's the kickoff. And yeah, they're just booting this one. Going to be downed in the end zone for a touchback. They'll begin from the 35. In theory, they have 2 plays. Depending on how they want to play this, they have 2 plays. They could do a quick hitter to the sideline, get a little bit closer, make it so Rodgers can attempt a Hail Mary. Or they can just go straight into the lateral play here. There's still that 1.4. And with Aaron Rodgers, that 1.4 is more so like 50-50. It might just sound like I'm saying hell, and I'm meant to be saying hail. And they're going to, that quick pass right side going to be caught by Freiermuth, and he gets out of bounds at the 40. 3 seconds remain. Rodgers is going to have a shot. Cincy is sending people back. But to be fair, they're keeping most of the people up front here, and I don't hate that. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, 3 receivers to the left. Cincy will still send 3. Rodgers rolls left. Loading one up. Here it is. Aaron Rodgers. He gets to the end zone, and it's batted away. The Cincinnati Bengals pull off a great win to wrap up Thursday night and to kick off week 7. That hit the end zone. There was a chance there. There was a legitimate chance there. It was on target. but it's not gonna matter. What a matchup between two of the oldest active quarterbacks in the league. Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers showed the nation that they still have it in them. An incredible, incredible game. And just like that, Cincy gets their third win on the year, and their season's back on it. There's still a world where they could be competitive enough late into December where Joe Burrow can return. Dude, that's an on-target throw to DK Metcalf. Like, how does Aaron Rodgers? That's a 70-yard pass. That's insane. It gets to the goal line. That's like a 65-yard pass. For Aaron Rodgers, that arm is not human. That's insane. That at 42, he could still throw like that. Crazy. Yeah, since he puts up the most points they have all year in a fantastic matchup. This was a great way to start week 7. Like, actually a great way to start week 7. So, yep, I will be live for Miami and Cleveland on Sunday at 1 o'clock. That game is expected to have about 30-mile-per-hour winds and a 94% chance of rain. That game's going to be terrible. It's going to be ugly, but we're going to be here nonetheless watching it. And then also be live for Sunday Night Football and Monday night as well, for at least one of the games on Monday night, most likely not both. I don't believe I'm going to do a 4 o'clock game on Sunday. None of them really catch my eye. But I might change my mind come Saturday and Sunday. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, what a way to kick off week 7. Appreciate everyone stopping by and tuning in. I'll see you all next time. Yeah, I'll see you all next time. Have yourselves a damn good one. Peace.